Want to welcome back to Joy at Work. Thanks for taking a few minutes of your day, of your time to just hang out with me here. Appreciate you. It's April 21st, 2023. I hope you're doing well and I hope you're safe. So, someone asked me recently if I ever experience bad days at work, and I kind of like just started laughing because I was like, why would you ask that question? And they were like, well, you talk about joy at work all the time. It just seems like you never have any bad days. And I was like, oh my goodness, is that the impression I'm leaving people with? Well, I have bad days. To be human, to live, is to experience bad days. It's just unavoidable. It's part of what it means to participate in this human thing we're doing here. And this is inside or at the home, outside the home, at the workplace. We have bad days, bad moments, maybe even bad periods, depending on the way you think about things. If you live in the West like I do, you might even look at your work experience through the lens of seasons: fall, winter, summer, spring, whatever the case may be. But the bottom line is that it's not always joyful all the time. Even thinking about metaphors, sometimes we're just trying to make it through and push it through. And that's okay. That's what it means to be a human being. Like, we want to be careful not to engage in toxic positivity where we act like things are great even when they're not. That being said, though, if you find yourself in a situation where you're having way more bad days than good days, you might want to revisit the situation. I always suggest to people, and I've said this so many times on this channel, you got to start by looking at yourself first. So often we're so quick to look outside and want to point blame at others. It's just kind of the human condition to look for other places for which our problems can be coming from, because looking at ourselves creates anxiety. Like, what will I find if I begin to peel back the onion layers of my own self, the layers of my own self, to see what I might be doing differently? That causes every single one of us discomfort. It's only until you do this sort of as a life habit, until you get very comfortable with introspection and looking at yourself, that this becomes less and less anxiety inducing. So you start there, and sometimes it could be that the way we're showing up, the things we're looking for, the way we're engaging with people is just not working out for us, and we need to change. And that's those situations. You also want to be careful because there's some of us who make everything about ourselves. So we can just take all these things to unhealthy extremes. So you just want to have some people that you can talk to sometimes in the workplace and ask for a sanity check and get feedback from them on whether you're reading the situation correctly, because sometimes it's not us. Sometimes the external environment, the people we're working with, the things we have to do, they're just not great. They're just things that put us in a situation where we don't experience joy at work. And in those situations, we potentially just need to change our environment or change the environment completely, like leave, whatever the case may be. But I'm reminded that there's so many things in life. In fact, most things in life are outside of our control. You can't control even whether there's going to be oxygen in the atmosphere when you think about it like directly. There's so many things out of our control. But what might be in our control is how we respond to the situations that we encounter. And so don't give that up as much as possible. Don't give that up. Look at the situation, face it head on. And if you're in a situation where there are just way more bad days than good days, it's such that you're not experiencing joy at work, you do need to change the situation. You need to find a way to get out of that situation. Again, it might be with yourself or it might be with something outside yourself. Start with yourself first. Take care of that. Do the self work and then work towards the outside. And then, when it's on the outside, sometimes you just need to run and get out as quickly as you can. So, yes, I have bad days. I'm fortunate that where I work, I have way many more good days than bad days, but I do have bad days. But overall, it's good. And that's why I can share these thoughts with you on how to experience joy at work. All right, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.